My name is Karin Carr. I am a real estate agent in Savannah, Georgia with Keller Williams. When I got to Savannah, the way that I decided to get my name out there and let people know who I was, because I had no market share, no name recognition, was having a YouTube channel. And now that's where I'm getting the majority of my business. So I get to attract my ideal client by making free YouTube videos. And when they call me, they say, "Oh, I feel like I know you already. We want to sell our house, will you come list it?" Or "We're ready to buy a house, will you help us?" They are by far the very best quality leads that I get of any online source. So YouTube is the way to go.
All right, so I have on the line Karin Carr. She's a real estate agent in Georgia, Savannah, right?
Right.
And so you've been. Why don't you just do a little bit of introduction? I know we've introduced ourselves, but I want everybody to be introduced.
Sure, absolutely. My name is Karin Carr. I am a real estate agent in Savannah, Georgia with Keller Williams. I have moved 4 times in 13 years and had to restart my career in a new market that many times. So you remember how hard it was to start the first time. Imagine doing that over and over again every couple of years. I don't recommend it, by the way. If you can avoid that, please do. But when I got to Savannah, the way that I decided to get my name out there and let people know who I was, because I had no market share, no name recognition, was having a YouTube channel. And now that's where I'm getting the majority of my business. So I get to attract my ideal client by making free YouTube videos. And when they call me, they say, "Oh, I feel like I know you already. We want to sell our house, will you come list it?" Or "We're ready to buy a house, will you help us?" They are by far the very best quality leads that I get of any online source. So YouTube is the way to go.
So one of the reasons why, I think in one of the videos that you stated was like you get most, if not all of your leads through YouTube. Is it mainly YouTube or is it other social media platform?
It's mainly YouTube. Mainly.
Okay.
It's not all, but I get referrals from other agents who found me on YouTube. I do get the random internet lead that found me by doing a Google search or something. But when they show up on my website and they start watching all my videos, that kind of hooks them in.
Okay. So why did you pick YouTube as opposed to like Instagram or Facebook?
Okay, so Instagram I was not using, so I had no Instagram. Facebook, everybody that sees your videos on Facebook already knows who you are, right? So the people on Facebook are either friends of you on your personal profile or they follow your business page. And because I was new in town, all of the people that I'm connected with on Facebook don't live in Savannah, they live somewhere else. So I figured, okay, it doesn't really do me a lot of good to make all these great videos and put them out there in front of people that are not going to buy or sell a house in Savannah anytime soon. I need to put them out on the internet where people are searching. And because YouTube is a search engine, it really is not a social media platform. You don't go on YouTube to like chat back and forth with your friends and see the pictures of their grandkids. You go there because you're doing a search, you're trying to learn something or find out more about something. So if I've made a video about 5 great suburbs of Savannah, here's what you need to know, they do a Google search or they do a YouTube search, they find that video, I'm answering the question that they were looking for, and I know that the person has interest in buying or selling real estate because they typed that into the search bar.
So you actually have people searching for, like, if they're looking to buy a home, they would actually, do people come to you, they're actually looking to buy a home or list their home, they actually search on YouTube, or are you getting them through Google search?
Both. So it depends on what they typed into the search bar. For instance, if I have a video called how to sell a house and buy a house at the same time, they could have typed that into YouTube because a lot of people like to watch videos rather than read a 3,000 word blog post. But they could have typed that into Google as well because Google owns YouTube. And
Right.
Google loves to promote YouTube videos in the search results. So if you've made a good video that's doing well on YouTube, it will show up on the first page of Google. So no matter which search engine they use to type in that query, if yours shows up as one of the search results, preferably toward the top of the page, right? And they see that it's a video and they watch the video and it's only 4 minutes long, that's That's how you get them. Then they watch another video, and they watch another video, and then they subscribe to your channel, and they kind of lurk and stalk you for a little while. And then one day they reach out to you and say, I'm finally ready to buy or sell. And I've been watching all of your videos, and like, you're the person that we've chosen. They don't even interview anybody else.
Right. But did you look at possibly like posting videos on Facebook, or did you did you make a decision to go to YouTube and use that?
I made the decision to go on YouTube as my primary platform because of the SEO. People do not go on Facebook to look for real estate. They just don't. If they see a video in their timeline, it showed up in their timeline, but they weren't searching for it. Like, never have I said, I need to find a house under $100,000 in Phoenix, Arizona, so I can buy a new rental property, and gone to Facebook to look for that. They don't do that. They do that on Google.
Ah, got it.
So I make my video on YouTube and I share it on Facebook, but I made a very conscious decision that my platform of choice was going to be YouTube for that reason.
Got it. And so how many videos are you, averaging or committed to making on your real estate page?
One a week. That's all.
One a week.
I didn't want to overextend myself and then get so busy that I couldn't commit to it, because you are rewarded for being consistent on YouTube. So if you do 2 videos this week and 1 next week and 3 the following week, that's not as good as if you do 1 every Wednesday at 2 p.m.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I mean, just like your Facebook Lives, if you do it on the same day at the same time every week,
Mm-hmm.
the algorithm picks it up. You will be rewarded for that. So I said, I can commit to 1 a week. I don't care how busy I get. Surely I can do 1 a week. And then if I get a new listing and I want to advertise, 1337 Brandon Way, I'll put up a second video, but I always, always, always hit my main day that I post on Mondays, and I just pick that day out of thin air, but I always hit my Monday video.
So you've been doing this for some time. So there's a couple of questions that I want to ask that I think a lot of people, whether they're agents or investors, that's who I work with. What are like some maybe top 3 tips that you would give to somebody that's kind of hesitant, or their excuses, maybe they don't have time, or maybe they're afraid of the camera? What would you recommend to them, or what tips that you would give to them? Top 3 tips.
Well, as far as I don't have time, listen, you have to be generating leads. There are different ways that you can do that. For me, I do not want to call for sale by owners for an hour a day and say, hey, what's it going to take for you to hire the right real estate agent to list your house? I don't want to do that. I would much rather make a video that says, sure, you can sell your house for sale by owner. Did you know that you got to market it? You got to have a good sign in the yard. How are you going to let people know that it's out there? If you start putting it on these websites, they're going to charge you to put it out there. You've got to do the showings. You have to have a lockbox, and you point out all of the things that they probably never thought about. And then hopefully at the end of the video, they go, that's so much more than I thought it would be. Maybe I should just hire a real estate agent in the end. So you have to be doing something to generate your business. For me, making videos is enjoyable. And this is my set. It's my home office. This is my office. And all I do is I've got that ring light over there, and I put my phone in that little clamp that's in the middle. And 1 day a week, you turn on your camera and you record a video. To get over the fear of being on camera, you have to be on camera. So every time you make a video and you play it back and you watch yourself and you do a little bit of editing, you get more and more used to seeing and hearing yourself. And I guarantee you, after you do it 10 times, it's not a big deal anymore. You're like, we're on camera all the time now. It's like talking to somebody that I already know.
Yeah, it's like the same thing with me doing webinars.
Right.
I remember my first webinars.
Oh, the first ones are terrible. You're like deer in the headlights, and your lighting stinks and your audio stinks, and they just suck. But here's the funny thing. Some of the worst videos that I've made from the technical aspect still get thousands of views. And nobody has ever said, I almost hired you, but your video editing skills were not really good. Like, they just don't say that. The fact that you're even on camera, as long as it's bright enough that they can see you, they can hear you okay, really, that's good enough. That's all they need.
Yeah. So you said about with regard to, marketing and setting it aside the time.
Yes.
Now, when, like, if somebody were to start, like, and this is kind of framing it to the people that, agents, when can you expect, or is there a certain time frame that, once you start making videos, can they start getting leads, or,
It seems to depend on how large your market is. So I've started coaching other agents on doing this. And I find that if you live in a major metropolitan area where
Mhm.
you can do videos about Tampa or Atlanta or Chicago, or for me, it's Savannah. If you live in a very, very small town, a lot of the, remind me to talk about keyword research. We're going to be searching for something. They may not be saying, I'm thinking about moving to Peterborough, Ontario. It's a small town, it's not that big. So it seems like the people that live in more metropolitan areas can start receiving leads sooner, simply because of the titles of their video and how many people are searching for that information. So for me, I got my first lead in 3 months. I made a video every Monday, and after about 90 days, somebody called and said, we've decided to sell our house. We're going to move to Florida. Will you come over and tell me what I need to do to put it on the market? Boom, they signed a listing agreement that day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it was amazing. For me, it took 3 months. I know other people that it takes more, like 6 months or even 9 months if you live in a teeny tiny area. You have to be strategic in what you're going to make videos about and what you're going to use for the title. Because if nobody does a Google search for that keyword, they will never find your video and they'll never watch it. But if
Right.
you know that moving to Tampa, or fixer-uppers in Tampa, or like whatever your title or whatever your idea for a video topic would be, you go do some keyword research. And I've got a great tool that's totally free. It's called Keywords Everywhere. It is a
Keywords everywhere. Okay.
plugin for either Chrome or Firefox. And when you download this extension, it plugs into your browser, you open Google and you type in, homes under $80,000 in Milwaukee, whatever your idea is going to be. It will show you how many people are searching for that exact phrase on a monthly basis and how competitive that would be to rank for. So you don't want to pick something that only gets 10 searches a month, but if you can pick something that gets 300 searches a month that has a fairly low competition score, then it will be really easy for you to make a video on that topic and have it rank at the top of the search results if your video was good. And by good, I don't mean great transitions and flashy graphics on screen. I mean that you were giving them the information they wanted to know. You delivered it in a clear and concise manner. You don't ramble, you don't talk on and on for 45 minutes when you could have said it in 4 minutes. Like, if it's a good, valuable video,
Right.
then it will start ranking very quickly.
Got it. So some of your videos, like, would you say, like, I think some people are used to, like, the number of views. Now,
Mhm.
what do you say about, people that may get discouraged with, like, low views, and they stop? Is that something that you've seen when you're coaching agents?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, people get discouraged at the beginning, but listen, every single person that has a YouTube channel started with 0 subscribers and 0 views. Every single one of us.
Right.
They don't get to having 10,000 subscribers. I mean, me, I have about 2,600 subscribers, and it's taken me almost 2 years to get there. It is
Right.
a long haul.
Hmm.
So it is that this is going to be something you're going to do long term. I would say commit to 6 months minimum before giving up, because it just takes that long for you to make enough videos that it's out there in the world, that people have started to find your channel and started watching those videos. But then the more engagement, it's just like the Facebook algorithm, the more engagement you get with each video, the higher YouTube pushes it up in the search results. So if you can get people to comment and like it and subscribe to your channel and share it with a friend and save it in their playlist, YouTube sees all of that as positive engagement signals, and they'll help your video rank better. So it's a long haul. It's not like you're going to see overnight success, but if you do it regularly and you try to make every video just a little bit better than the one before it, before you know it, you start getting videos. So I was helping somebody last night. I logged into her YouTube channel on the back end and I was looking at her videos. She's only made 4. I mean, she's only been doing this for a month, so she's only
Okay.
made 4 videos so far.
Okay.
The first one got like 30 views. The second
Us.
one got 50 views. The second one got 75 views. The last one had like 150 views. So she's working her way up. And of course, you can tell all your friends and family, hey, I just made a YouTube video. Do me a favor, go subscribe to my channel. You can share that on Instagram and on Facebook and on Twitter and Snapchat. You can promote your channel all over the place and get more people to start subscribing. And the more that subscribe, the more views you will automatically get. Because now that they're a subscriber, it's just going to tell them every time they go to YouTube, hey, there's a new video from your favorite channel, go watch it.
Right. No, I mean, that's pretty good for the first 4 videos to get number of views.
Right. Now, I mean, a lot of those views are from her friends and family and other real estate agents, but it doesn't matter because positive engagement is positive engagement. And YouTube doesn't care if it's a potential client for you watching the video or it's your grandma. So just get people watching and commenting and giving it a thumbs up, and that will help your videos get out into the algorithm much faster.
Okay. So what about, another tip maybe possibly for somebody that's afraid of doing this or is kind of overwhelmed with technology? What tips would you give them?
Well, when I first started with my videos, I had the bare bones minimum of equipment. So don't let equipment stop you. I literally had a 20-year-old tripod and my phone. And I just put my phone on the tripod, and you can face, like my window in my office is right here. So set the tripod up over here, face the window, face the camera. And now you've got decent lighting because you're getting natural lighting coming in the window, and your phone's on the tripod, so it's nice and stable. The only other thing that I invested in at the beginning was a $20 microphone. It plugs into the headphones jack, and then it just clipped right here on your lapel so that you had good audio. Because in my office, I don't have any carpet on the floor, and I don't have any curtains either, so it's very acoustically live. And having a microphone really helped it, so it didn't sound like I was in a gymnasium yelling across the room at the phone.
Oh, it's like an echo?
Yeah, it was just very, too much reverb in the back. So you don't have to have a ton of great equipment. As far as the filming of the video, we already kind of talked about it. If you can say it in 3 minutes, don't take 10 minutes to say it. When you're recording yourself on camera, my favorite tip is, like, I do not use a teleprompter. I don't write out a big script. I make myself like a little bullet list of these are the 5 points that I want to cover. And I hold my piece of paper and I look down at it, and then I say, today we're talking about why do you need a home inspection? And we're getting started right now. And then I pause.
Yeah.
And then I say, hey everyone, I'm Karin Carr. I'm a realtor in Savannah, Georgia with Keller Williams. Okay, I tripped over my words. Do it again. Hey everyone, this is Karin Carr. I'm a realtor in Savannah, Georgia. And so you just keep going until you get it right without tripping over your words. And then you pause. And then you say, so we're talking about why you need a home inspection. And you just look at your paper and say a sentence or two, and then look at your paper. And you notice how I'm leaning back because I wear reading glasses now, so I have to do this. and just keep going until you get it the way you wanted it to go. And then when you're editing it later, you just cut out the pauses and you cut out the mistakes. And I know that you do editing for agents, so you could just deliver the entire file as raw footage to Paul, and he will do all of the editing for you. But if you leave lots of space in the middle, it makes it so much easier for him to edit, right?
Yeah, so much easier when you leave. So I always tell people when they're recording, if you make a mistake, just pause and then just resume after that pause. It makes it so much easier. And that's the same thing I do. I used to do all my editing before, but now I have a video editor that helps. And so even when I do my own videos, I make a lot of mistakes too.
Sure,
and so I pause.
Yep. So. And if you start again in the middle of the sentence, when you go back and try to edit it together, it's like, where do I put these together? Because you started in the middle of a sentence. So really just stop and start at the beginning of the sentence again. And then you tell your video editor that the last take of every section is the best one. So just cut out the previous 3 or 4 attempts and throw them away.
Yeah. And then I always say, don't write out the whole script. You want to just bullet points, because you want to be natural. I think natural, being authentic and being who you are is the best type of videos nowadays.
Yep, you can always tell who's reading a teleprompter, because it's the difference between, hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, I'm Karin Carr, and hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, I'm Karin Carr. You can totally tell the difference. It
Yes.
just doesn't seem natural.
Right.
And God forbid the people that look at the teleprompter over here, so they're not even looking at the camera anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Just wing it. Really, the more you do it, the easier it gets, I promise.
Right. So I think you mentioned something about SEO, and how, do you have any tips on, because agents, they probably don't know what SEO is and
Sure.
how, any couple of tips that you can mention or bring up?
Yeah. So for agents, and even for investors that are looking to either attract buy or people that want to sell their house, and I want to buy your house at a super steep discount, I think the biggest thing is knowing who your target audience is. You should figure out who your ideal customer avatar is. It is a single man between the ages of 30 and 50, and he earns at least $100,000, and he is a professional that doesn't know how to swing a hammer and doesn't have any spare time. He wants to invest in property, in buying property, but he doesn't know how to do it himself. So you have a very clear idea of the person that you are making a video for. Now think about, what does that person want to know? What does that person want to learn? What questions do they have? And just make a big list of, if this were me and I was in his shoes, what questions would I have? And then go over to Keywords Everywhere, download that plugin for Chrome, and start doing some Google searches. Type in random ideas of, not, buying a house, because that's really too broad, but maybe buying a fixer-upper in Phoenix, or like a long tail keyword is what we call it. It's not just a word, it's a big long sentence, and see how many searches are being done on a monthly basis for that phrase. If Keywords Everywhere is awesome, because if it comes up with none, like nobody is searching for that phrase at all, it gives you alternatives. Try doing this one instead. This one got 0 results.
Okay.
But this one gets 270 searches, and this one gets 3,000, but the competition is really high. So you might say, well, I'm going to go with the one that has less competition, even though it has fewer monthly searches, because I know it'll rank at the top of the search results very easily. So start with the low-hanging fruit. Start with the ones that you can rank for. And
okay.
the channel gets more views and more watch time and more subscribers, you can start going after the more competitive keywords.
But when you use Keywords Everywhere, does that look on Google's algorithm or YouTube's algorithm?
It does both. If you want to look only on YouTube, there's another one that you can download, and it's called TubeBuddy. So
Okay,
TubeBuddy, Buddy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a free plugin. Then they also have paid programs, but you can start with the free one, which does a ton. And if you like it and wanted to upgrade later, it's pretty inexpensive.
I actually signed up with TubeBuddy last week.
Okay, so TubeBuddy, I eventually upgraded to the very cheapest paid plan. I think it's the Pro, and it's like $39 for the whole year or something like that. It was really inexpensive.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And it will tell you only searches that are being done on YouTube. I will caution you that for me, TubeBuddy is not great for keyword research, because I feel like they think anything less than 1 million searches a month is not worth going after. They consider that to be a pretty low search volume.
Oh, really?
And if I'm only looking for people that want to buy a house or sell a house in Savannah, my like pool of clients is very tiny. If you're saying like worldwide, TubeBuddy is a great resource. But I have not used TubeBuddy for doing keyword research. I have always used Keywords Everywhere, and it has worked extremely well for me, even though I'm in a very hyper-local market.
Okay, that's very good to know. All right. Let me see. Anything that I want to ask you? Is there anything else that you want to? I also know that you also coach. Maybe you could say a little bit about the website and what you have, I guess, that you're coaching.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I have a whole course called YouTube for Agents. It came about because I just had real estate agents that were sending me Facebook messages and calling me all the time saying, I've been following your YouTube channel. I would love to start doing this, but I don't have the faintest idea how to do it. Would you help me? Do you do like one-on-one coaching? And I said, geez, I don't have time to do one-on-one coaching because it's working so well. So I made a whole digital course. And that way everything is a video module and you can watch it on your own time. And then I have a private Facebook group. So if you need to ask me a question, I go into Facebook several times a day and ask questions. But it's called YouTubeforagents.com.
Okay. I'll put the link on the below.
Okay, thank you. YouTubeforagents.com. It's $397. It's a one-time fee. You get lifetime access to the course. Every time YouTube changes something, like when they went from Creator Studio Classic to Studio Beta, I record a new module and put it in there. So I'm trying to keep everybody up to date with the changes that are happening with, you know, whenever they mess with the algorithm and they mess with the back end, stuff like that. But pretty much what I teach you is, what do you need for equipment? How do you create your channel? How do you create your graphics? How do you record a video? How do you edit the video? How do you post the video? How do you make sure it gets found? How do you publicize the video? Pretty much my process, everything that I've learned along the way from start to finish. And I'm trying to just make it as easy for you as possible because all of this information is available for free on the internet, but you have to go find it. And then you have to put it in a place where you remember it. And it took me months and months and months of trying to put this all together on my own. So I'm just trying to make it faster for you so you can get in and start doing it right away.
No, I think that nowadays, I mean, any information is available. It's just a matter of like, you know, putting in a certain place where, you know, you don't have to do the search, you know, why try to recreate the wheel, right?
Agreed. And I mean, do you really want it to take you 6 hours instead of 15 minutes? Because real estate agents just don't have a lot of time. So I'm trying to make it more streamlined for them. Plus then in the private Facebook group, you can post your video there and we all go watch it and like it and comment it to try to help with that algorithm, getting some positive engagement. And that seems to help everybody's channels start getting subscribers a lot faster.
Right. I was going to ask one more question, but I totally forgot. But I do appreciate you taking the time, you know, out of your busy schedule. Now I remember what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you now, what are your plans for the next year or two? Now that you have a YouTube channel, are you looking to grow into other social media platforms and do other things, or are you just focusing on YouTube?
Right now I am focusing on YouTube because, as I said, when I moved to Savannah, I don't think I told you the date. It was June of 2017. So it's not quite been 2 years yet. I went from being brand new in my market to having zero business to now I have 2 agents working on a team with me because I had some business coming in.
Awesome.
So my goal is to kind of transition myself out of production. All of these leads that come in, I give them to the other agents. They work with the clients. Right now, I'm only working with sellers because the 2 of them are working with buyers, but eventually I'll hire a listing agent and then I will no longer be working with clients and I will do full-time coaching of the agents. When I get to that point, maybe I'll add another course of, you know, something, maybe a different social media platform. But right now it's all YouTube because I've been on Facebook for 10 years, no, longer than that, probably 12 years. And I can count the number of deals I've gotten from Facebook on one hand.
Really?
Facebook, I've never really used that as a prospecting method. And so therefore it doesn't produce. If that were my only platform, or let's say, if that was the platform of choice and I chose to go all in, I'm sure it would work. But it takes a long, long time. I know somebody that Facebook Lives is her deal. She does tons. She said it took 2 years before she got a client from doing that. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait 2 years. I want to use YouTube and get them now.
Can we talk a little bit? I mean, I'm not sure if you have time, but can we talk a little bit about that? Because you just brought up something that is I'm curious about.
Yes.
That you said you've been on Facebook for, you know, a long time.
Yeah.
What have you tried or what have you done that either worked or hasn't worked?
Well, as far as prospecting for business, I have a business page and I post stuff on the business page, but that has never really brought me a lot of incoming business. I've run a bazillion Facebook ads in my day, and I can get buyer leads for $1 or $2 a piece all day long because I know how to run an ad and how to get the leads. The problem is that those people do not have a lot of intent. That ad showed up in their newsfeed based on the Facebook algorithm. Does it mean they want to buy a house right now? No, it does not. So I will get the lead and then I follow up with them, but they might say, oh, I'm not buying a house. I just thought that house looked pretty, so I clicked on it. Or it's in my neighborhood. I just wanted to know how much it cost. Or, yeah, I might buy a house in 2 years, but right now, no. So their intent is very low. And I just don't want to spend money on Facebook ads. And I don't want to call 100 people to find 2 that actually want my service. If I make a free video and I put it out on YouTube doing no advertising whatsoever, I did a video called Moving to Savannah, 10 Reasons Why You Should. That thing's had like 11,000 views. And every single person that calls me after seeing that video wants to buy a house in Savannah. So their intent was very, very high. I would rather do free, motivated, SEO-driven leads than paid leads from Facebook any day of the week. The only downside is that it takes longer before they start producing. It takes longer for the leads to start coming in. But once they start coming in, they are good quality leads. I mean, I closed 19 deals last year that all came from my YouTube channel.
Wow. So that, I mean, and also it's there. I think Facebook, just the videos or whatever you post, it just disappears within the, your post, I guess.
I mean, you've got a couple of days before that video is never going to show up in anybody's timeline again. And a lot of the things that people, the term that we love to use in our industry is being the digital mayor of your community, right? So they go out and they interview, hey, this is Joe. He owns the Crab Shack. This is my favorite seafood restaurant. That's awesome. You're getting in the Facebook Live feed. You're getting their people, their customers to see you and your people to see you. But you're talking about a restaurant where you can buy crab legs. What does that have to do with someone that wants to sell their house because they're being transferred to Virginia? Nothing. So sometimes I feel like you can be out there doing Facebook Lives, but if you're not like promoting your real estate business, all you're doing is becoming Facebook famous. And I don't need to be Facebook famous. I need to have money in my checking account. I need to get clients.
That's true. I mean, at the end of the day, why? Yeah.
Yes. The whole reason for doing this is to attract a client who will result in a paycheck, right? I mean, I'm not doing this for my health. So I figure make the videos and put them where the eyeballs are, which is out on Google and YouTube.
Right. That's great. One last question before we leave or before we end is, I know you went to a real estate convention with Trevor recently.
Yes. That was the first time I met him in person. It was awesome.
Yes, I mean, I'm not an agent, so I don't get to travel to agents, those conventions. What is there any like maybe 1 or 2 things that you came away from that convention?
It was that everybody is interested in video. So I was very fortunate. This was at the Keller Williams annual conference, and they asked me if I would teach a class on using YouTube. And the room held 350 people. We had probably 400 people in there. The fire marshal came in, started throwing people out. There were other people in the hallway that wanted to come in that couldn't come in. And so Keller Williams Corporate asked us if we would teach the class again a second day. So we had at least 700 people coming to this class on how to use YouTube.
Wow.
Everyone wants to start doing video because they know that it works.
Wait, did you speak at that?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
So
Awesome.
Trevor was there with his, what is it? The Ronin thing with his camera on and he's doing all the stuff. And I was like, dude, you are so much higher above me in your technical level than I am. But you've got to look.
He makes great videos. Yes.
Looking videos. So, but it was great to learn that there are that many people that want to start using video because they know that it's effective. They just don't know how to get started. And my only advice to you is to just make a video. It doesn't matter if it sucks. It doesn't matter if nobody sees it. The more you do it, the better you will get. And then when people start seeing those videos, you seem like an old pro because you've been doing it for a long time because you have. It's just that they didn't find you until your videos were already good.
God, yep. Yeah, so same for me. I remember my first video back in 2007. It was like really bad.
And you know what? I left my old ones up on my YouTube channel. If you go, it's youtube.com/Karin Carr Real Estate. And then if
Uh,
you sort them oldest to newest, you can see my oldest ones, and they're awful. Like
yeah.
the lighting is so bad. And I had no audio, I had no microphone, and it doesn't matter because they still got views. And then
Uh,
as you get better, people say stuff like, wow, your videos have really gotten good over time. And
it's just practice, just like
it's
being an agent or
practice.
being, in any profession,
It's
practice,
like being
makes
a
perfect. That's what I
basketball
tell.
player. You were not great the first day you went out on the court. You got great because you practiced for a couple hours a week.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I appreciate your time. If people want to get in contact with you, what's the best way to reach out to you? I think YouTubeforagents.com is the course that you
Yeah.
have.
Yep,
Uh,
I have a free download on that website as well. It's called the YouTube Success Checklist, which is
okay.
basically these are the steps you need to go through every time you upload a video so
Hmm.
that you're giving yourself the best chance of success. So if anybody wants to download that, it's free. It's right on the homepage. And
Yep,
if
I'll
you
put
want
the
to go
link on the
to
below. Hmm.
okay, and then my Facebook page is just facebook.com/YouTube for agents.
Okay, cool. All right. I appreciate you taking the time. And I look forward to seeing you in person at one of the maybe in the future
Me
in the events.
too. That would be awesome. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.